yeah. Whew. Sorry. I just took the fattest dab. Got some of this really... I can't see it. Some of this really nice rosin. Whatever. Super boof. Cold cure. Really good stuff. But I only bring this stuff out when it's time to celebrate. The good stuff anyway. Oh, you can't see it yet. You know what, let me get switching over to the good camera here so you guys can see everything that's going on. Pretty excited. Thing is crazy. So you can see clearly well above the bar now. I raised my lights up. I moved these fans. I had to move my camera up here. It was down here. Moved it up here. So I really had to move everything around. This branch over here was getting freaking huge. Like, I can't tell you. Actually, I need to project this screen so I can see what you're seeing. Oh yeah, you can see it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the biggest one, yeah, right here. This one, like the light, was probably like right here, honestly. And it was really close. I had some Valentine's things going on yesterday, so I didn't do it yesterday. But today, however, I have some time. So I wanted to kind of go in there and take care of stuff and move things around because I didn't want the plant to get too damaged or messed up. You can see this guy down here, right here, just like falling out. I did do a time-lapse video of me kind of redoing all of this stuff. However, I forgot to send it to my iPad to stream on here, so that's kind of a bummer. I guess it'll have to be on the next video. Nothing really crazy, but you just see me adding the trellis, moving shit around, and it was a to-do, let me tell you. Oh man, I forgot to turn the music down because I wasn't listening on my headphones, my bad. But you can see these things are well above the bar, so I had to put the trellis up, but I wanted to wait till a couple more of them were past the bar before I put this thing on there. Which now I think might have been a little bit of a mistake. I probably should have just put it up first before they got to this point. Because it was a little rough trying to finagle this thing on there. But we got it on there, things are looking pretty good. It's weird how the lighting keeps changing color like that. I see it on the screen, I don't know. I think when I move this way it changes, and then when I move this way it changes. Really weird, the dynamic. Light reflection. So anyways, so these fans were above the light before, and that was fine, and I was hoping it would blow the heat down. It might still be doing that now. It just sucks because these fans are now blocking the light directly under where they're sitting. So that kind of sucks a little bit. The light will still be reflected off stuff. The black is really going to absorb a lot of that. I wish these fans would have been white at the very least. But whatever, no big deal. So yeah, so had to lower those down and want to make sure they're still a thing because you want movement in your tent. I'm hoping though that actually, because these lights are actually putting out some heat right now, when I had to move them around is when I kind of noticed it. Wow, why is that so zoomed in on my face? That was crazy. Is this zoomed right now? No, this is not zoomed. Weird. Anyway, so yeah, so when I was moving those lights around, because I kind of had to lower it, take things off, reset up how the light was configured and hooked up to the top of the tent, and it was a bit of a bitch, but now, you know, I have a better understanding, and I'm going to do it a little differently next time when I reset all this stuff up. So this is my getting back into things and refiguring out how I'm gonna and want to do things, especially now with the new equipment. So I believe we are mid week 2 already. So next Tuesday, that's coming up. What do we got here? Hey, Brandon, what's up, my dude? No flowers yet. I'll do a close up in a little bit, and I'll show you the pistols. It's pistoling like crazy. This thing's looking really good. Actually, I can do you one better right now. Here we go. Well, maybe I might. You know, I'll see what I can do here. See if I can zoom in on this stuff. Let me take the autofocus off. Let me see. Oh, that doesn't help. Let me see if I can zoom in even more. Ah, this is gonna look like shit. Alright, you know what? Fuck all this. We'll just wait until I take you for a tour, because that's part of my plan. We are gonna go through the tent and kind of look at stuff, and I'm gonna show you the pistols and everything else. It's weird how it always does this. Now I'm blacked out. Whatever. Alright, you know what? I'll just take you on the tour now. Fuck it. Because I do want to show off the trellis that I put up, and it was kind of a bitch weaving all this stuff through. So, come on a tour with me. Oh man. So, let me see. Let me find a good one. You can see some pistols right back there. That one has, where was it? Straight ahead. This one? Got pistols all up and down on that one. Look at this poor guy just falling out the tent. Just falling out. Like, help me, let me go. But yeah, you can see the trellis, how I had to kind of like hook this thing up. And it was a pain with this big guy, like trying to fuck with that. It was something else, I'll tell you that much. But we eventually got it on there. Now at the end of this week starts week 3, so coming up Tuesday starts week 3, and I am going to, at the very end of week 3, chop all these leaves off. All these leaves that you see. All these leaves that you see are gonna get chopped off. Hold on, I'm trying to get under the tent. Now you can see though, oh, where's the camera? Oh, I'm covering it, let me flip it. Here we go. So you can see though, still plenty of good airflow underneath. Like I'm right up in the pot right now. So it's got good air down below. That stem is fucking monstrous. Let's see if we can see the other one. This is the big daddy. That thing, I'm gonna have to saw. I'm gonna have to get a saw to cut this thing. Like that thing is a monster. I'm surprised, honestly, those orange clips are still holding strong. Pretty fucking sweet. Let's get back up here and see if we can't get some really good views. But everything is pistoling at this point. Like there's pistols at every spot you look at, pretty much. This corner was the hardest to kind of fuck with. Just because of how this tent is set up. Let's see if I can kind of get to the right of it a little bit. So there's this like little extra gap of fabric that kind of blocks you from getting in here. And it's such a bitch when you have to like work at this pole or like tie stuff up to the rail down there like I had to do today. So that kind of really sucked. So next time, right when these things are getting to the top where the trellis is, I'm just gonna put the trellis on right then. And it'll just be easier at that point to fuck with. Because this was definitely a hassle. I definitely ripped up some leaves in the process, and hopefully I didn't fuck the plant too much. I mean, that's about the worst of it, I think. So my camera fell off and kind of fell down in here, this guy, because this guy was sitting right down here. And it fell off, like it untwisted from the little 3D printed holder I made. Luckily, it still had held on with the cord that was tied up to this, so it didn't really fuck too much up, but it did kind of like knock that guy down. So all this that you're seeing here on out is well outside of the tent area. So this thing is a monster. We're getting some big leaves. But next week also starts me adding a couple extra chemicals to it. But yeah, man, so this is what we got so far. We are in week 2 of flowering. Probably not gonna see anything really significant till, you know, next month, honestly. But it's definitely well into the process. Damn, that leaf is huge! Holy shit. It's not gonna translate well on camera, but that leaf is humongous, dude. But I'm really excited because this is the hard part. The thing is, though, like looking, so here's the bar where the trellis is, right? So, sorry, I'm looking right at the mic while I'm doing this because I'm like literally bent backwards trying to show you this. Okay, so this is the bar where the trellis is. You can already see these are well above that. So these are gonna get top heavy and wanna fall too. So I'm gonna have to get another trellis to put up a little higher. Probably like right above the 4-foot mark. Or maybe just like right at it. But that's literally, so this is literally past 4 feet. You can see, wait, where's the mark on that pole? Yeah, no, it is. Wait, let's see if we can get it on camera and get that. Yep, we are past the 4-foot mark. So yeah, so I'll probably right about here set another trellis up. Because I'm assuming these are gonna be super fat fucking buds. The nodes are so close together on this plant. I mean, I know it does stretch, but seriously, like just the nodes, they are so close, which means these buds are gonna like be grouped in, and oh man, this is gonna be nuts. This is by far gonna be the craziest grow I've ever had, and I've had some pretty insane grows, but just with the close quarters, with how much I top this thing, with how many, it's, keep in mind, this is 2 plants, 1 and 2. And they started off with just 4 main stems at the bottom, just 4 like across. Two of the main stems on the left side broke, but this was the one I started with, and I snapped the one right away. So basically the one on the left started with 3 stems. The one on the right was perfect the whole way through. And I was just, it's insane what's down there. And it's insane what's gonna pop through this trellis, and so. And when I de-leaf most of all of this stuff, I do have underlights on the way. So I'm gonna set, I think there's 4 of them. So I'm gonna set, like, they're 16 inches long. So I'm gonna set one here, one here, one here, and one here, shooting upwards. So now it's getting light from the bottom, and it'll be getting light at the top. And once I trim all of these fan leaves away, it'll really open this plant up, and that light will be able to penetrate from both sides. So that's the plan. So that is literally on the way to my house right now. I have the underlights coming, and I have a dehumidifier coming because now I really need that. These things are eating like crazy. So yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. These things are healthy as shit. Shout out to Autopots. They made this possible, and they made this so fucking easy. Seriously, so easy. Wow. 4 feet, yep. A little bit above the 4-foot mark. That's where I'm gonna put the next trellis. Let me just turn the flash on so we can see inside the reservoir. And, okay, the camera's gonna pause for a second so I can turn on the other light. Sorry, I apologize. Take me 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Uh-oh. Camera doesn't want to reconnect. Oh no. That's kind of shitty. Technical difficulties. Hold on, guys. This is crazy. This has never happened like that before. We're just gonna try to reboot it up and see what happens. Elgato camera hub not working. There we go. Okay. Thank God. Thank you, God. Alright, turn that flashback on. Boom. Alright, now everything's on, everything's working. Glad that booted up so quick. So if you're new to the show, or new to my grow, this garbage can looking thing is my water reservoir. It's a 12-gallon water reservoir. I built basically and put together the inside guts. It has, we're about to see it right now. Oh wow, yeah, that's, so we're right on target. So I put 9 gallons in here Tuesday, and these plants drank pretty much, there looks like 1, 2, there's probably about 3 gallons left, maybe, for my estimate. And this has to go till Tuesday, so we're at Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So we're right on cue. I did the math, and because it's the first week of flowering, I only put in 6 gallons of water, and I ended up needing, let me this, can I go this way? We're gonna try this way and see how it goes. Alright. Let me twist the camera. Oh, motorized device. Motorized. Oh, wrong way. I mean, that works. So yeah, so the first week, can't wait to see you and me both, dude. I can't wait. So it's really cool because they're pistoling up right now. So technically I could like kind of rub my hand on it. I'm not doing any of that. I'm gonna wait till it starts budding for real. And then I'm just gonna rub my finger across just like a shitty, like a little bud, like an underbudling or something. And I'm just gonna get that fresh smell. So I can't wait for that. I also can't wait to like, so they say not to cut this up until the end of week 3, which is what I'm gonna try to do here. But it's hard to not do that right now. But it's gonna be really cool to see how much there really is inside of this thing when I actually do cut all this shit up. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is trying to do this with the trellis on and not being able to spin the pot around physically. So it's going to be a challenge, and especially because there are 20,000 stems in there. It's like a fucking bush for real. So like trying to like weave around and like cut this shit will be very interesting to see. And then, you know, at that point I can start tying some of these things up that are falling out of the tent. I'm hoping that they make it, you know, one more week and a couple days. And there's even like some leaves that are like straight up withered, dying, about to fall off because there is no light down here. Let me see if I can, let's see if you guys could even see it. So this one right here, right, let me go back, right there in the background. That one is like about to fall off and die. Like I can't stress how dark. It's almost black down here, dark, because this canopy is so thick. But the whole point is at the end of week 3, cutting all that to allow light to penetrate and hit all these other bud sites, and then it'll, you know, let those grow. However, you know, of course, after you cut all this stuff, eventually more fan leaves will grow back. So that's why it's essential to kind of, if you want all this under stuff like I have to keep going, to just like put those underlights in. But there's a lot of little stems, a lot of little things that can definitely just be cut off because you want most of your nutrients to go to those big buds at the end. But again, with underlighting, giving it light to those spots, instead of hurting the plant, it should help the plant even more at that point. Because normally, if you don't have underlighting and you don't cut those lower buds off, then those lower buds are eating those nutrients from the light that should be going to the outer bigger buds, like all those nutrients from, you know, your water, your soil, whatever. They're soaking that shit up, and they're not really doing much because they're not getting a lot of light. So they're just kind of like using up nutrients and using up energy that could be used for the bigger buds at the tips. But again, like, you know, if they're actually getting light and helping supply, I don't see why I should really cut that shit off. So this is gonna be a very big experiment. I mean, it already is. Everything I'm doing, if you know, you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'm new to all of this. I'm new to LEDs. I'm new to auto pots. I'm new to this small, tiny ass little constricted grow. But everything I have, even the UI user interface, like, it's all new. It's a whole new method, a whole new way to do things for me. So I can't, you know, say I'm a pro at this point, especially with all this equipment yet. But if it was the other lights, like the HPS lights, all that stuff, like I have all this dialed in for sure. But you know, it's a whole new world, and it's actually, I definitely like it way more. And these auto pots are just the craziest game changer. They really are. It's just insane, man. As long as your solution in your reservoir is good, these will be fine, and these will be the best they will ever be, because they only drink what they need when they need it. So it's not too much, not too little. It's the exact amount that they need, which is why these things are looking super healthy still. But man, I got a lot of work. Like, realistically, I might have to like take this trellis off and maybe somehow try to figure out a way to spin it, or I don't know, man. This is gonna be crazy. This is a jungle. There's so much going on in this tent. There is so much going on. Like, so many, like, can you see this little stem right here? This little guy? Like, stuff like this normally I probably would have cut off, maybe. Well, maybe not, because it's reaching up. It's actually gonna make it. So, you know, I probably wouldn't cut that. But stuff like this a little bit lower though, because there will be stuff like this lower that's not gonna make it up here. It's like, yeah, just cut it. It's only gonna use and not help. Holy shit, man, this is gonna be insane. Anyway, so yeah, pretty cool. So we readjusted the tent, reset everything up. We lifted the lights, moved the fans down, moved the camera from down here to up there. I had to scoot these other two side cameras up a little bit. We put the trellis in. The next big addition is gonna be the dehumidifier, which hopefully will fit below both of these, because it better, because I can't really move shit around down there. And that's all I got to work with at the moment. But end of week 3. Stay tuned for that. Let's see on my calendar what day that's actually gonna be. Okay, so week 3 starts on the 17th. So the 24th. The 24th is when I'm chopping all this shit, and I'm doing it the first second I can. I might even do it the night of the 23rd. Which is Monday, because that's an off night for me. So not tomorrow, but following Monday, I'm chopping all this shit off. Holy shit. Oh, this is so cool, man. It took what felt like forever to get to this point, but now that it's at this point, it's getting so out of control. It's like, slow down. Go back to slow the fuck down. There's gonna be a lot of work, but it'll have a crazy huge payoff when I'm done. But seriously, this is a freaking jungle in there. I know you guys can see it. Oh, that's crazy. Just go in on that a little more, a little harder. Go in on that a little harder. That is a beautiful thing. Like, dude. Just like right in here. Like, if we were to just walk straight in through that, that would just be a mess. There's so much going on in there. That's insane. This tent is exactly what I wanted though. I wanted a full fucking rectangle of nothing but greenery. That's what I got. So, you know, I'm not mad about this at all, even a little bit. I'm just, again, I'm used to having more space to work with. And I'm just wondering how I'm gonna spin these the fuck around and get all the walls and make sure nothing's like rubbed up and molding, and You don't want that. And like I would check it already, but really, you know, until I can kind of cut stuff, I can't. And there's a lot to cut. There's gonna be so much to cut. Holy shit. So yeah, so take all this in. And of course I'll stream within, you know, before I do that, of course. So this should be raised up even more. This should be all filled in down here. I'll probably even have another trellis up by the next video. I'm gonna have to order one now. What's cool though, hold on, let me zoom out so you can see my face and see me talk about it. So what's cool though is, what's cool and what sucks is these trellis. Oh, let me plug my phone in just to make sure it doesn't die on this live stream. That's the last thing I need. We already had a disconnected camera one time. Just go ahead and plug this back in on the real quick. All right, cool. Now I'm not worried. Feel better. Oh yeah, I can just lower my seat and be in the screen. All right, so what's cool and what sucks is these trellises, the 2x4s that I get, they only have a hook for the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole inside kind of bows in, and obviously in order to make it not bow, you need a fucking pole. Same with the sides, because it only hooks in on the corners of the tent, literally the corners on the pole. It kind of bows in. So a lot of this won't get covered. So the only way to really prevent that is to have some kind of pole structure here like I have. And to set another one of those up right now would kind of be crazy. Just because of how these are set up. So the cool part, what I'm gonna get at right now, is that having a 3D printer and having, so this is what some of those cameras are set on inside the pole or inside the tent. This is just like pushed on, you know, so I know this will fit. Now what's cool having this is I can go get PVC or something maybe a little tougher, and I can cut it the width and actually, you know, make attachments so I can actually put up a support system. Now it's not gonna be as strong as these poles, but it'll still allow me to kind of tie up. But I really have to look more into that because, again, I'm not sure what material is honestly out there and that can be safe around the plants. So I'll be looking into that in the next day or two. But I mean, I guess having a trellis like, you know, not fully connected on all sides, a little higher up isn't such a big deal. I'd rather have it more secure at the bottom where things are gonna be leading a lot at first, and especially because I'm gonna be tying branches up to other branches, and oh man, this is nuts. This is fucking crazy. Guys, this is gonna be something else, man. Anyways, so that's pretty much all I had so far. So it looks like the reservoir is on track to be gone on Tuesday, which is when I'll have to make new stuff anyway, start week 3. But that's, like I said, that's when we start adding stuff to the nutrients that's a little bit different than the norm, and it's really gonna start helping with that budding. So that's week 3. So at the end of week 3, we should really be seeing a difference. Faux show. Especially when I cut these mofros, because once I cut them, it is gonna pause everything for a minute. Things are gonna go into shock, like, whoa! And then it's gonna be like, I feel better now. And start going crazy. But yeah, fucking plants, man. They're sweet. It's funny because like I thought by now my apartment would be kind of reeking. No, not yet. Even with it open like this, like you walked in and it's like you could smell like there's some kind of plant in there. It's not like, whoa bro, you're growing weed. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate that because that means there's less time that I have to worry about the smell being an issue. So that's kind of what I was actually hoping for, because I know when this starts budding and I start moving shit around in there and smashing trichome heads, like moving stuff, it's gonna reek so awesome in here. And I feel like it might be brought up by one of my surrounding people I live with, so we'll see. But either way, I'm gonna finish this very grow anyway, and if I can't do another one after, that's cool. If I can, sweet, because it's gonna be even crazier. I'm doing for sure Blue Dream. And because of how crazy this tent is right now with these two, I'm thinking maybe I should just do one, because I can make one take up this whole tent as well. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what I can get from two plants in their own auto pots. But so far, man, I've not been let down. I've not had one issue with my plants being like sick or unhealthy, really, except for my own stupid issues that, you know, forgetting and not paying attention, stuff like that. But just following the instructions, man, so far it's going so good. It's going so good. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for this video. If you guys have any questions or want to chime in, throw some advice my way, you know, I'll take any and all of it. But so yeah, I'm hoping that these should be done end of March. I started it a couple days after this month started, so I didn't really start it on the first flowering. I think it was like the 3rd or the 4th I started it. It's in my notebook somewhere. So it'll probably be done the 3rd or the 4th of April. And then, you know, you gotta hang it for like a week or so, and then cut it down, then cure it for another couple weeks so it doesn't taste like hay. But man, oh man, this is gonna be something. It's crazy. It's nuts. Lot going on in there. I'm really excited. So guys, hang in there, hang tight. You know, I'll keep doing updates, especially if I change anything. I'll probably do an update when I get those underlights. Because I get the underlights and I get the dehumidifier the same day. I'm not sure what day that is yet. It did ship out, but it didn't give me an expected day. So it's gonna be sometime this week coming up. In the middle of week 3. This is exciting! Guys. Alright, man. Well, on that note, I'm going to dip out. And I will see you guys next time. Later!